Hello, today is Thursday, the 26th of March, and of 2020, and this is my little ongoing diary, as it were, of what's been going on with COVID-19, how it's impacted the world, me personally, and stuff like that. So, some updates as far as just general things about how the virus is spreading. So I'm looking at the little chart here. There is now 33,000 people infected in just New York State. That's the biggest by far of any places in America. And in North Carolina, where I live, it is now up to 625 people. Still, it's not a high mortality rate. There's not a lot of deaths that are coming from this, but any death is terrible. So many people still feel like we're on the upward swing as far as, this thing kind of happening. There's been more and more places that have been shutting down as far as telling everyone to stay at home as much as possible. They call it stay at home or stay in shelter or shelter in place. Various different things they've been calling that. What else has been going on as far as the world? I think I mentioned the stimulus package that the government's been working on. They kind of released some more information on that. Supposedly that if you're a taxpayer and you've set it up so that you have a direct deposit when you do your tax returns, then that's how they're going to send you the money. Until I see anything, I'm not going to hold my breath and count on this, but it's something. So there's that. From the family level, our daughter Emily, we had some bad news and then some good news. So she is coming home. She's still finishing up her degree, but she can finish it online. And so she was supposed to come home today. Her flight was supposed to be today, and then she texted us this morning saying that her flight was canceled, which is something we've been fearing, that more and more flights have been canceled, and that we want to get her back here as soon as possible in case they just stop doing flights altogether. Is that going to happen? I don't, whatever. So we were like, oh gosh, they canceled her flight. When is she going to be able to get out here? How soon? Is that going to be canceled? Whatever. But the good news is that they opened up a different flight and found a different flight for her today. It's actually a faster flight. She doesn't have 2 layovers. She only has 1. And she'll actually be getting home. Okay. And she texted us just a few minutes ago saying that she's made it past security, and there was no one in line at the security at the airport, which is pretty weird, and I'm curious to see if she'll have maybe her home row on, on the plane. I don't know how many people will be actually on the flight, so we'll see. We'll find out, but she is coming home. That's fantastic. As far as stuff for work, so I actually got to go back to the school today. The way they did it is that we could go back for 30 minutes, and we had to stagger it, and we could basically go by ourselves and go in our office and get anything we needed from our office. And they had the whole place cleaned up and wiped down, and there was no interaction. I didn't see anybody else. I just went in, did my stuff. Basically, it was just a bunch of files that I needed from my computer, so I could access them from home. That was kind of the main thing that I did. But driving in, there's still not a lot of traffic on the road. There's more than I would think. So there's still people moving around quite a bit in North Carolina. But it wasn't like there was any backup or anything like that as far as when I had to travel this morning. So there's that. A big challenge with all of this is we're moving the classes from face-to-face to online is, as I planned out this semester, there was days we were going to be doing peer reviews. There was days that we were going to be doing in-class writing activities. And the way that I teach, I don't sit there and lecture for 50 minutes. We'll do something for a few minutes and then shift gears and do something for about 15 minutes and shift gears and do something else for about 15 minutes. It keeps the students engaged and stuff like that. So how do you do that in an online setting? So I've had to come up with, some different ideas and different tactics, things that I haven't really had to do before, because we are still meeting in class, sort of. I mean, every time we have class, I log in via Zoom, via video conferencing, and the students log in and we talk about stuff and we have interactions and stuff like that. But then I have to give them assignments that we would normally do in class. I have to figure out how a way to do it online that still engaging and stuff like that. And so far it's been coming along, but it's been a lot of work on my end. So in addition to that, we're still planning on moving forward. So, for example, like we have 3 job openings at the school for adjunct instructors for the fall, and so we've been doing interviews and going through that whole process. And as we've been talking to the candidates, they're like, "Well, are you guys going to be open in the fall, or is this going to be done?" We're like, "We don't know." But what we're doing, and this is kind of the approach that we're taking in life, is it's easier to put all the pieces in place and then move them around a little bit as we need to, as opposed to just scrambling at the last minute to trying to find stuff. So that's kind of what we're doing. We're planning as if things were going to be back to normal by the fall, putting stuff into place with the understanding it may not be in the place, but being a little more proactive. So that's kind of the update as far as that goes. My family's doing well. No one's been sick. Like I said, everyone's been excited for my daughter Emily to come home, and it should add a different nice dynamic to the house. Am I getting stir crazy? Not really, because I got to get out of the house again this morning. I can get out of the house and walk around. That's just, we got to be just careful what we're doing. But as far as going and doing different things, it's just weird. It's different, kind of just being home and working. So, but so far things have been, we haven't had a real tight squeeze on anything. Everyone's been pretty good. Everything's been pretty fine. We've been figuring out different ways to do things, and they're working out. So that's the update for the 26th of March on 2020. There you go.